Navratna, Miniratnas?
Yes, ma'am. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Take your time.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you're not forwarding me the PDFs, ma'am.
Yeah, I just completely forgot it. You have to text me after the class.
You can, yes.
Okay, you just text me. I'll just share it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's just quickly move to the next one, which is basically this globalization. Very, very important, right? So what is
Okay.
globalization? Globalization is the outcome of the policies of liberalization and privatization. When you liberal your economy and you privatize it, you do the globalization. Globalization is not possible until and unless you don't liberal and privatize your country. Okay. What is globalization? Globalization means integrating. Sorry.
Include.
Globalization means, yeah, integrating the economy, your economy with others' economy, the world economy. Okay. So over here, for example, global means, for example, you are sitting in a different country, I am sitting here in India, right? Still, we are able to, exchange our views. We are able to connect. Why? Because of globalization, right? Indian economy is being connected to you like this. Okay. It is an
Yes.
outcome of the set of various policies that are aimed at transforming the world towards greater interdependence and integration. It involves creation of network and activities transcending economic, social, and geographical boundaries. It is turning the world into one whole or creating a borderless world. Clear? Then positive effect of globalization, greater access to global market, high technology, increased possibility of large industries of developing countries to become important player in the international arena. Clear? Then negative, globalization is a strategy of the developed countries to expand their market in their countries. It has compromised the welfare and the identity of the people belonging to poor countries. Like, for example, you want to connect with someone, so you will connect with, a richer country, not with a poorer country, right?
Yeah.
So this is what people face, that okay, we will not do this, we will not do this, like this. Okay. And then second is market driven. People go there where they feel like there is a market oriented thing, they will get the benefit. Plus over here it has the income and quality of consumption of only high income group. For example, you want to travel somewhere or you want to visit somewhere, only the people who have high income, they can do that, not the poor people,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Even the travel facility, entertainment facility, hospitality services and all that, that's for the rich people, not for the poor people, right?
Yes.
So these are the negative effect of globalization. Then this is very important, outsourcing. Outsourcing is, for example, I have a company in India, but the employees who are working over there, they are from Saudi, right? That is outsourcing. Though I am, the company is Indian, but the people who are working for that company are
Arabs.
outside the India. So outsourcing is basically over there what people do. People hire the people from other country for this. In outsourcing, a company hire regular service from external source, like means external,
Yeah.
mostly from
Yes.
other country, which was previously provided internally and from within the country, like legal advice, computer science, advertisement, security, all this, they come it from there, right?
Yeah.
BPO.
Yes.
BPO is basically, which is very, very famous, right? Business process and all that is very famous. Voice-based business process services, they are very, very famous. Over there, what people are doing, people are working in US shift, UK shift, and they are working in a very good way. Now, the thing is that, ma'am, why they go for this BPO, like outsourcing? For example, in my country, if I will hire an Indian, I have to pay that Indian 1 lakh rupees per month, right? But the same person who will be doing the same thing from his country, I have to pay him 50,000. So that's my profit,
Yeah.
right? He is doing the same work. So basically, this is my strategy. That's why the low wage rate and availability of skilled manpower in India have made it a destination for global outsourcing. In India, you have lots of people are skilled, but they don't have jobs. So they are ready to work even at the low wage rate. Right?
Hmm.
So people, that's why in India, you will say people are working for Japan, people are working for China, UK, US, so many countries. Right? Why? Because over here, you have skilled people, right? You are getting the skilled people, but at low wage rate. So of course, everyone will like to do that, right?
Yeah.
Then this is next is okay. Just read this, then we will do the next part. Okay, globalization. Pause. Sometimes you get a direct question: what is globalization, and what are the positive and negative outcome?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now WTO. Very, very important again. WTO is World Trade Organization. It was founded in 1995 as a successor of GATT. Earlier, it was a GATT, which is General Agreement on Trade and Tariff. Then it was modified to become WTO. Okay. Now, what is the purpose and objective of this? First of all, if you want to enlarge the production and the trade of the services, then you have to ensure the optimum utilization of world resources to protect the environment. Then, role of WTO to establish rule-based trading regime in the which nation cannot place arbitrary restrictions on the trade. Then WTO agreement cover trade in goods, like whatever you have to make, whatever things you have to do in relation of trade, you will visit WTO. He is the head of trade organization. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Then India is a member of WTO. So India is an important member of WTO because most of the fair global affairs India do participate. Plus India follows all the regulation and safeguard the interest of developing world, right? Plus over here again, like there are few scholars who are questioning, the usefulness of India being a member. They are talking about did India getting any profit of being, with this, or what are the issues. So a major volume of international trade occur among the developed nation only, while developed countries file complaint over agriculture subsidies given in their countries. Developing countries feel cheated as they are forced to open their market for developed countries. Right. So USA has not removed their. There are few countries who have put it the restriction that this is the quota that 70% of the trade we will be doing from this. They don't allow the developing countries to enter, right? So that's why they are asking, they sometimes question it, but India is like, no, India don't have any issues with any country and they are performing in a very well. Okay.
Yes. World Trade. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the next one, which is the performance of Indian economy. Okay. So over here you can see that agriculture sector it was 3.6, right? Then
Yes.
it became 3.3, 2.3, 3.2, 1.5. This is now in negative. Industry like this. Service sector
Okay.
it is increasing, right? So let's
Hmm.
just study one by one. Effect of growth of GDP, you will just everything is written over here, whether it is increasing or this is total GDP. So total GDP is increasing, right?
Hmm.
This is what is written over here. Then effect on agriculture. So you can see agriculture it's falling, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
fall in the public investment, like people are not interested in doing the investment in agriculture sector because of this. Of course, agriculture sector fall. Plus removal of fertilizer subsidies. Now government, what did government remove the fertilizer subsidies? Earlier government was giving subsidies, so farmers were like, okay, we are getting subsidies. They were growing crop. They were doing the things. But now government removed this fertilizer subsidy. So they were like, we don't have any subsidy. So how from where you will bring the money? To to bring to purchase fertilizer seeds and all that. So again then people started moving or shifting to other sector and leaving the agriculture sector. Then third, increase international competition. Now the competition is too tough, like the people are giving you some ready made grains and all that and that are cheaper,
Yeah.
so everyone is going through that, right? So nobody is giving you organic farming and something, it's totally like zero, because it's too expensive, not everybody can afford it, right? So
Hmm.
because of this also agriculture sector came down. Then export oriented policy strategies in agriculture. So because of this now everyone instead of food crops they started growing cash crops through which they will get the money, right? Why now? They earlier they were producing food crops because they want to eat for
Yeah.
grains and all that, but now for
Yes.
export they
Now
want to
cash.
sell it.
Yeah.
Yes. And then industrial sector, decreasing demand of industrial product, because like you can, for example, I'm giving you the silk sari for 1,000 rupees. That ready-made silk sari, I'm giving you handmade. The ready-made you can purchase it for 100 rupees. So of course everyone will go for 101, right?
Yeah.
So now cheaper imports are available. So nobody is really interested in purchasing from the country. So again industry will fall down. Plus nobody want to invest over here. Then
Hmm.
excess of developed countries market. Now the country, see for example the Western countries and all that, people are so fond of it, right? So they go for it, and this is how they don't focus on the particular country. Then service sector over here for foreign direct investment and all that it increase. Because of that also service sector increases. Like and now everyone is coming to India, and they are somewhere doing the things like investing over here, growing their companies, and people are getting the employment, right?
Yeah.
So automatically service sector will increase. Plus disinvestment, like earlier disinvestment is like they are selling it, like government is selling to the private sector and all that. Because of that also government is selling that to the private sector, and private sector are hiring more and more people. So because of
Huh.
this also they are facing the good thing. Okay, now you will read these two and then we will discuss the further one. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let's just do the critical evaluation. Like, what are the critical things we need to take in care, right? Like, why people opposed it and what were the thing. So, first of all, over here, the critical point over affected PSU. They are undervaluing it and then they are selling it to private sector. Right. They said that government is unable to regulate this. That's why they are selling it to the other countries or private sector. This is what they said. Then, because of this, what happened on the price level? Now, under government, for example, the companies under government, the price will remain low because government has to take care of everyone, right? But
Mm.
once that will come under private sector, the prices will rise, right? So
Yeah.
rising prices
Mm.
have been. So now we need to disinvest few things because we're unable to take. So effect on pricing level, rising price has been kept under control. Then what for the reform? Economic reform have placed limits on the growth of public expenditure, especially in social sector. Plus tax reduction was there because earlier government was paying, taking a lot of tax and lots of people were not paying the tax. But now government made the things, policies, reform and all that so that now people reduces the tax. So people were unable. For example, earlier from a 100 rupees salary, you have to pay 50 rupees tax. You will avoid it, right?
Yeah.
But if I'll say from a 100 rupees tax, you have to pay only 10 rupees tax, then you can pay it, right? You are okay with this. And then, in order to attract foreign investment, tax incentives are provided to foreign investor, which further reduce the scope for the raising tax revenues. This has a negative impact on development and welfare expenditure. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So you will just quickly read it and then we'll move to the next topic.
Okay. Next chapter, ma'am.
No, next topic.
Oh, okay. Wait. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this is demonetization. Very important topic and the recent topic. Like, this is what I have faced. I have seen this in real life.
Mm.
Demonetization, right? So, let's just start. So, demonetization is basically, what is this? Demonetization was an initiative taken by government of India eh, in 8 term in 2016, right?
Yeah,
Earlier,
the
there was a lot of
currency
black money.
changes.
Yes. So, what they did,
Yeah,
they
this
banned the
happened
old
there.
currency. Yes.
People were
So
making new accounts, and from that they were storing their black money and all.
yes,
Yes,
and
I.
over here in demonetization, what they did basically, they just banned the 500 and the 1,000 rupees note,
Yeah.
right? And they introduced new 500 and 2,000 rupees note.
Hmm.
So this is what, like for example, I have a lot of black money. So I have money in my houses, right? Because you
Yeah.
cannot keep it at the bank. If you will keep it, you have to pay tax, right?
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is what people had a lot of black money in their houses. So now I banned it, right? So those
Hmm.
notes are basically related to paper only. They don't have any value, right?
Yeah.
So because of this, the all the black money, it like somehow it got reduces because most of the people, and there was a limit, right? But for example, on 8th November they introduced this and they said till 31st December you can exchange all this, right?
Yeah.
And later on they even expanded it till 31st March, but there was a limitation that in one account you can have only 30,000 or something like that. Okay.
Hmm.
Then
Yeah.
over here, what they did, in the petrol pump and all that, you can continue it, right? Like you can use it in hospital petrol pump because, for example, it's my marriage going on, right? I have just bought the cash, and now you are totally saying that it will not, it will be of no use. Then what I will do, right? So of
Yeah.
course that will be a problematic thing. So
Yeah.
these are the things. There was some positive effect as well as a negative effect. The positive effect, first of all, it improved tech compliance as a large number of people were bought in the tech segment. Right, so tax compliance was there because a lot of the people we got to know who has that much of black money and who were evading from the tax, who were not paying the tax. If you will keep your money in the bank, you have to pay tax, right? So
Yeah.
this is what we got to know. Then next, the savings of an individual were channelized. Now, whatever earlier people were preferring to save money in form of cash. Now they
Yeah.
know that they don't have to save in the form of cash. They were like, we have to keep it with the banks, right? Plus,
Yeah.
over here, what happened? Shifting. Earlier, people were preferring the cash transaction only. Now, people prefer to use the cards, the UPI, and all that.
Yeah. Yes.
But there was some negative impact as well. Not, you won't say negative as such, but it was like people has to wait in a long queue and all that. They are the
Yeah.
negative impact.
My mom was waiting, ma'am.
Your mom was
Like,
also waiting.
yeah, for an hour and all. She was
Yes.
she was provided a chair and she was sitting
Hmm.
there.
Yeah, even I was the one who was standing in a long queue.
Uh-huh.
Though I usually prefer to have money in my bank account only, but you have the cash, because earlier there was not a trend. In
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
only after COVID that no, I hardly carry cash. I'm the one who's
Uh-huh.
like totally dependent on my UPI on my mobile phone. I don't have
Yeah.
any. You won't believe I don't carry a single penny with me
Huh.
because I don't feel comfortable any time. So I'm like
Yeah.
every time I'll do
Handling and all.
UPI, phone pay,
Yeah.
and all that.
And it's safer as well.
Yes, but only thing is that, for example, if UPI is not working, at that moment, what you will
Yeah.
do? That's
Yeah.
the thing. But
Yeah, but it's
still,
important to keep cash as well.
yes.
Cash is also important. Just for
But
the small
earlier there
little
was
things.
nothing like that. Earlier everyone was carrying cash.
Yeah, yes.
But at that time also we had money,
Ma'am, I'm almost 80. I'm 18 years old, ma'am. I remember, I know people carrying cash and all.
Yes, because we
Yes.
usually, yeah. Right now, like this was even after demonetization, people were carrying the cash. But when COVID came and nobody wanted to accept this cash, then people started using this UPI and all
Yeah.
that. At the time,
Yeah.
everyone was avoiding, cash, and they were like, even in
Yeah.
India, what people were doing, they were, cleaning the notes, and they were just they were feeling like
Huh.
COVID will come through no notes if you will, exchange it or something like that. They were
Yeah.
taking so much of
Yes.
precautions. Even I've seen people, they were literally washing the clothes as well as notes, the
Yeah.
currencies, and then they were
Yeah.
keeping them in their rooftops or the balconies to dry, to let them
Mm.
dry. I was like, seriously, even like, see, COVID is something you cannot wash it out, right? It's not
Yeah.
that easy. You cannot
And
wash it out, but
yeah,
still,
true.
for the satisfaction, people were doing that. And from there only, like, even I was the one. From then only, I just started using this UPI. Earlier, it was like I used to feel like, oh my god, I'll do the wrong transaction, or there was a fear.
Huh.
What will
Yeah.
happen the online? We used to fear the online frauds and all that.
Yeah.
But after COVID only, like now I am like used to, I don't feel like carrying cash. I feel like, because even for the changes also, it's like, for example, it's 53 rupees, just quickly do it instead of giving them
Yeah.
100 rupees and then asking them for
Uh,
return. So
yeah.
that's the thing. Okay.
Yes.
Now after this, GST. Okay, GST again, it's recently
Mm.
launched 2016 only. Earlier, what was happening? Earlier, you have to pay a lot of taxes. This tax, that tax, those tax, so many taxes, right? But when
Yeah.
GST came, GST reduced all the tax. Now you have to pay only single tax, right? To
Yes.
generate additional revenue for the government, to reduce tax evasion, and to create one nation, one tax, and one market. Okay.
Hmm.
And these are the things that GST is basically a comprehensive indirect tax that you have to pay this. This is based on ITC, which is input tax credit, right? This is important.
Hmm.
GST is applicable throughout the country. There are basically fixed. For example, for clothes, you have to pay 5% tax. For electronics, you have to pay 12% tax. For food and all this, you have to pay 18% tax. This is fixed. It is throughout the country. No
Okay.
matter whether you are in Delhi, whether you are in Hyderabad, whether you are in Kashmir, you have to pay the same amount of
What about
tax.
28?
I'm not telling you the exact one right now. I'm just giving you
Oh,
an
oh,
idea.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's not that I said 5% for food. No, it's not there. Yeah, 5% is for food, but I don't know about others
Oh, okay.
because we used to, visit restaurant and all that. So over there, 5%, but others I'm not
Hmm.
aware of.
Yeah.
Okay, and earlier you have to pay so many taxes: entry tax, luxury tax, tax of advertisement, taxes of lottery, so many tax, right? But now
Hmm.
overhead they reduce it. You have to pay only one tax, which is the GST tax.
GST.
Okay, this is what.
Yes.
And then benefit of GST on Indian economy. First of all, it facilitates the freedom of movement of goods and services. You can easily move it from here. You have to pay tax, the same tax. Either you are in Maharashtra, you are in Telangana, you are in Hyderabad, Delhi, wherever, right?
Hmm.
Plus cost of business. Earlier you have to pay so many tax that your cost of business was too high, right?
Yeah.
So every time you have to pay tax. It's got, and plus over here economic growth also increase. And over here the tax like registration and all that, it become easier for people, because earlier you have to pay hundreds of tax, so every time you have to log in for different portal, right? But now you have to pay
Hmm.
only single tax, so you have to log in it and just pay it. Plus over here the banks and even the taxpayer increased, right? Because there is a transparency. Earlier, for example, I have to pay 10 taxes, I will avoid it, right?
Yeah.
But now I know that I have to pay only one tax, so I will
Just
do it.
one. Hmm.
Yes. So these two topics are very fresh, demonetization and all that. So you have to study
Uh,
this in very good way. Okay, because they
yes.
are quite recent.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes. Ma'am, the fourth point, second point.
Yes, this one.
Uh, yes, gambling, right? Gambling state. What is that?
State seizes on good.
Pieces
Like
of what do you
gambling,
mean?
see, for example, you had some lottery or the gambling. You can say the, gambling is done during
Yeah,
the.
no, ma'am. I know that, but like, what is state cesses on goods?
there are few goods that you have to pay to the state, right? So that ceases. That means states have the control. You have to pay the tax over that product.
Like, what do you mean by cesses?
Like for example, you can say liquor, right? The beers and all that,
Huh.
alcohol. So that are the tax. That are the product that you have to pay tax to the state. So that are state seizes on goods, right? There are few goods that
Seizes.
state seizes. If you will not pay, you cannot sell it,
Oh,
right?
okay.
For example, you want to start your alcohol shop, you cannot
Oh,
until and unless you don't pay tax. The government can,
okay.
the state can seize over there.
Okay, right. Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'm done.